See?
See? I don't know if I can do what is it, like the mafia act? Like, what do they call that?
What?
You know, from, like, there's, like, old movies.
For the 30s?
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly it. Oh, and I see a doobie. I see a doobie in here. There he is. It's Anna with the biddies. Oh my gosh. Anna. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for the biddies. Can't stay because playing D&D, but have a nice stream. Thank you so much. I love
Enjoy
you.
your D&D.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you very much. Thank you for the biddies. Oh boy.
You'll leave and then
Why can I not control my thing anymore? Okay, there we go. And putting that over there. Then putting that over there. And then there. Wait. There we go. Now it's no longer weirdly muted. Yay! Okay, I'm gonna send out the tweet. And then everything is set. I still can't believe that you guys were talking about sushi streaming yesterday and it didn't register for me.
nope. You see.
Oh boy. Insanity. Actual insanity.
We should just call it doing an onion from now on. As far as you weren't already.
Huh. Oh, Lulu, have you seen the posters I put up in my room to try and make it look better?
A little bit.
Yeah. I have
Hard to see from here.
Yeah. I have a Yu-Gi-Oh poster over here. And then, of course, there's the Kingdom Hearts poster back there, but that's always been there. A Black Rock Shooter poster, and a Persona 4, the animation poster over there. I found all these posters. Well, I should say both me and my mom, we found the posters inside, like buried deep within like the storage compartment thing we have. And mom was just like, why don't you just hang them around your room? Like, you're right.
Yeah.
It definitely helps with the lighting stuff because I always had problems with like this window right here. Like
Yeah, you can too, yeah.
yeah. Oh boy.
Or,
Oh boy.
oh, or,
That's still anytime I do that voice, I now immediately think of Andromeda 6 and how we still haven't done it.
no, we have not.
Episodes 3 and 4 now for the sushi route. Insanity.
Yeah.
Crazy. Azure already knows what happens in the episode, though, because he was there to watch me play through episode 4 with my character, aka me.
Always there, except for right now.
Yep. And we still need to do the combat butler too. I know Sushi really wants to see how it ends.
Of course he does, because he's the main character.
Yeah. Yep. I miss having everybody together and us doing visual novels. I feel like it's been 5 million years. And I know all I have to do is just set one up, but I'm just always like, Oh, also, I've been looking for computers, like Windows computers recently, and Mark sent me some good pre-builds because I asked for pre-builds. And so we're thinking about possibly getting one of them. And if I do, then that means no more having to deal with weird Mac stuff because I'll be on a Windows computer and it'll be a high quality Windows computer, so it'll probably run really fast. And my mouse will work all the time.
And won't split the screen apart.
Yeah. It'll be great. But basically we're probably gonna look at it like all together to decide what we should do if we're gonna get it and like if we're gonna do it monthly payments and things like that. Like either on Sunday or Monday. And then I'm thinking that what I'm gonna do is we're gonna finish off Apologestis. And then whenever that's done, then I'm just gonna have both my Thursday and Saturday streams be Devil Survivor 2 so that I can get through it faster. And then once it's over, I can just immediately switch over to the Windows computer.
Yeah.
But that's kind of my plan, my idealio. It's gonna be so exciting. I'll be like, I don't even know what to do anymore because now I just have so many games that I can play. Though I have some ideas of what I might do first. I was kind of thinking about maybe finally playing Lost Dimension, because I've been wanting to play that game for a while. And then I'm also thinking about playing another game called 1-Bit Heart, which I was planning to play like a couple months back, but when I tried to get it to run through like Wineskin and whatnot, it was like, no.
Yeah.
It was one of those softwares that just didn't work well with Wineskin. So I was like, guess I'll just have to wait until I have a Windows to play the game. So I'm thinking those will probably be my first 2 playthroughs. Also, I'll finally be able to do 100% orange juice stuff with y'all.
Oh,
Because, yeah, Windows computer. It'll be great.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, and I also just realized I don't have to worry about weird audio stuff either. Because,
No, you were.
oh my gosh, this is gonna be great.
Revolutionary how the Windows computer can do you. Special.
Hi, Bajorn. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I love you very much. Hello. Got a new chair. It looks very nice, and it feels very nice, and I'm no longer gonna be like this during streams. At least hopefully. All we can do is hope. But I feel like I'm high enough now that I'm not gonna be constantly swallowed up.
Don't talk to your eye while you're on stream, dude.
420 plays it. I've never gone high ever. I'm actually pretty sure that I wouldn't be able to, because I don't react in the normal way to downers. Comes from my mom's side of the family. But, of course, uppers, stimulants, like coffee, work just fine.
Well, we know you love your coffee.
Yep, I would die without coffee. I legit would die without coffee at this point. I can't go a day without coffee. I've actually noticed that if I don't have coffee, like, my brain just never actually turns on. Like, I'll just be in this kind of foggy, grumpy state the whole day if I don't have my coffee.
Yeah, that's good being addicted to caffeine.
Yeah, I am addicted to it. But not, yeah, it is called addiction. Also, hi Mew, hello. Hello.
Hi, Mew.
Welcome to the stream, I love ya. But yeah, I've had coffee ever since I was like a little kid, because my mom would let me have some sips of coffee when I was very young. But of course, nothing more than sips, because she's like, you're too young, you can't have more than that. And I would always be like, but I want more. So when I got old enough and could have full things of coffee, I was basically having it all the time. I would bring it to school with me and drink it. And it started off with like really sweet stuff. at first. Like, I used to get like the Starbucks like cold coffee like things that were like just the sweetest things ever. But then as time went on, it's like my taste buds changed, and now I prefer my coffee to be more on the bitter side with some sweetness to it. Yeah. But it is I will say that it definitely is an addiction, because it's gotten to the point where even when, like, for example, when I was in London, of course, while I was there, I didn't have my regular coffee stuff that I would normally get, but I still needed coffee. And so, even though I don't like straight up bitter coffee, I would still drink it just to get my like coffee fix for the day. Because there was this place that was right next to the place we were all staying at. That was like a breakfast place, and they had coffee, but none of the like cream and sugar and whatnot. And so I would just like drink the coffee black, and I hated the taste, but I would still drink it and then be happy afterwards anyway, because it's still coffee.
Addiction.
Yeah. But, I mean, I guess there are worse things to be addicted to. And plus, like, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of plateaued a bit. Because now I kind of just, I have my one mug of coffee, and then that's like all I need, and I'm fine for the whole day. Like, I don't have any cravings for it anymore after that. It's always just first thing in the morning, drink coffee, and then after that, I'm okay. Though it also, there's like this ice cream that I always really liked from this brand called Turkey Hill. And it was called like Cookie Dunker ice cream. And it had like pieces of like different types of cookies and whatnot in it. But I absolutely loved that ice cream. And for the longest time, I'm like, I don't understand why I love this ice cream so much. And then I finally, at one point, actually checked to see what was in the ice cream. And for some reason, I always thought that the ice cream was like a chocolate ice cream or something. But no, it was coffee ice cream this whole time. And that's why I loved it so much. It was great. But yeah, here we basically brew, I want to say like 8 cups of coffee every morning. We basically have a full pot every morning of coffee, just for the 3 of us. Because we all love our coffee a lot. Like, Mom will have like 5 cups, my dad will have like 3, and I'll have like the giant mug of it. It's a time.
So just the new.
What was that, Lulu?
We have a problem.
Yep. Well, I guess there's worse things. I guess there's worse things to be addicted to. Plus, it's like, I don't know. Like, I would start thinking of it as a problem if, like, I've heard of people who get so addicted to coffee that they start getting like migraines and stuff if they don't have coffee. And like that like freaks me out a little bit.
Shaking.
Yeah. For me, if I don't have coffee, it's just my brain is just kind of never fully awake. But that's mostly it. And I feel a little, like, grumpy about it. But, yeah. I don't know if the shaking thing is a thing because I just shake all the time anyway, so it wouldn't even make a difference.
Alright, it's been 20 minutes.
Yeah, the time. Lulu's just like, I checked my watch and your time is up.
Yep.
Okay, so the last time we got a new case, and that case was about like this painter and whatnot. And we're doing this case for this secret mission that Phoenix has been doing this whole time with the jury system. That for some reason Apollo had absolutely no idea what it was or anything like that, even though he went to freaking law school.
Yeah.
Don't understand. I mean, I understand that they have to like try and like to show that like, oh, Apollo is a player and the player might not necessarily know what it is. So it's like to try and like help teach the player what it is or whatever, but still it's kind of like, it's weird. It's kind of the same idea when you first play like the first Phoenix Wright game and you get those questions of like, who's the defendant and stuff like that. It's like, Phoenix just came from law school. Was it Larry Butts? Is it, what's her name? Is it the guy with the weird hair that flies up? Yeah. Anyways, so that's basically what happened last time. So we'll just get right into it with our client who I actually really like this client, but we'll get to that. Good morning. So, you're Vera, right? I'm Trucy. Trucy Wright. That's right with a W. But not right, right? We're on your side. You can tell us anything. Please?
Good morning.
She speaks. Not bad, not bad. But I think you do better with a little smile, you know? You're so pretty, you need to sell yourself, you know? Trucy, let's take it easy for starters.
And not tell a girl to sell herself.
Yeah.
Thank you for the case.
I love the fact that she draws her emotions on the paper.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Which game is it where we have, I don't know if it's the right games, but we have the robot that has the emotions on their face?
Yeah, that's the new games with Athena. Or no, yeah, if you're talking about how she has the little, like, robot thing that has the emotions on it.
Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of Monster Prom.
Oh, yeah. Monster Prom as well.
Monster Prom second term.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Monster Prom, yeah. John.
Okay. Well, that's a start, I guess. There she goes with the nail polish again. That's great! Really, it's so cultured.
Try.
Ooh, really? Girls.
Wow.
Apollo, you definitely want to try it too. Don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
The victim, Drew Misham, was a forger, and a stolen painting was found in his studio. A life of crime, really, and maybe one that led to his death.
Well, we will now, begin the trial of the Mission.
Is the judge okay? His voice is all raspy and he's looking around all nervous like.
Yeah, you changed voice actors. The repercussions of today's trial will most likely be felt for a long time.
I was not expecting that. Oh boy.
They did. I'll alter our legal system forever.
Oh, this is a new version of the judge's voice I've never heard. It's Kermit. I can't believe the judge is Kermit.
Like these. Yeah. So today is a test of the jury system. Is a test of the jury system. And the first step towards the new order in our court.
Daddy's secret mission!
Anya, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I am hearing you, but it's very choppy a little bit.
The jurist would function like a jury. It is hoped that the inclusion will help the court to better reflect the people's will.
Why aren't there any jurists in the courtroom?
Closed circuit cameras watch this courtroom at all times. The judges have access to everything that transpires. Judges judge well and judge cool. Achtung! Oh, see here, Prosecutor Gavin. I was gonna say that. Mate, I bit my tongue.
Oh no.
My apologies, Herr Judge. Jurists, today, judge today's trial cruelly, if you would be so kind.
The jurists are unbound by the letter of the law. They don't affect the trial with evidence, but by their feelings. And we're about to find out just what effect they're going to have. Oh no, Lulu. Lulu.
The victim is the painter, Doodles. He was killed in his own studio. What?
I was scared that you had died there for a second. I was like, no.
Coffee was poisoned by whom, you ask?
Oh, I just realized how funny it is that we were talking about coffee for so long before this.
Other than the defendant, we are on mission.
There wasn't any poison in the coffee.
John, someone has been doing the homework. Indeed, poison was not present in the coffee, but a number of said. Mark, residue is found in the rim, I see. The autopsy report describes the manner of our victim's death. The court accepts this as evidence.
It's so weird to hear that voice from you.
I don't see what the problem is. According to this report, the victim's death was caused by poisoning. No compounds that does not occur naturally. Lethal dosage is a mere 0.002 milligrams. A touch of atroquinine in the body is a touch of Reaper's Scythe. It's a touch of the Pokemon Scyther. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, you may present your witness. I have for you today a simple man for a simple case. A man who witnessed the murder in its entirety.
That journalist, no doubt. I hate this man. Oh my gosh! Azure! Thank you for the sub! Thank you so much! Ah! Thank you. Thank you so much.
You nerd.
Oh my gosh. There we go. It's so hot. It is. It's incredibly hot.
Oh, you, Roger. Yeah, you're so hot, you're melting. You're so hot, you're melting.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, okay, so, I heard apparently that some blackout happened recently, around here, where a ton of people just lost their power for like a whole day into the night. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that's awful. With it being so hot right now, losing power, that's insane. No W, hell yeah. No W.
Jeez. No W. The witness will state his name and occupation.
Should I guess I'll take this guy.
That was you, Anya.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
It was you, Anya.
No. Well, it was Azure, I think. Right? Or was it me? I can't remember
No,
now.
it was you.
Oh my gosh, I hate
It was you.
Alright! Well, for starters, my name's Spark Brushel. My job is a lone observer of the world. Ha-ha! In other words, a freelance journalist, right? Ahem! If you don't mind, I'd like to state something here for the record.
Oh, Jesus. What?
Yes, Mr. Brushel.
Oh, Azure!
Yeah.
Welcome, welcome. I missed ya. How are you?
Now my Kermit voice can go away.
I am the Lord of Sweat right now.
Oh no. Oh no. Do you at least have good air conditioning?
I do. I also have my fan on blast right now.
Which we can't hear. Great.
How was work?
It wasn't too bad.
Oh, that's good. Him settling down.
I'm here. I'm ready to roll.
Hell yeah. Oh, I got a new chair.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Professional streamer Anya the Nerd.
Hell yeah.
Professional streamer.
Yeah, I'm finally no longer gonna be half obscured just because I'm so short. My legs are just dangling from the chair right now. Oh boy.
Have you tried being taller?
I have, but I'm still only 5'2.5".
Not like this.
No matter how tall you are, you'll still be as beautiful.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But yeah.
Will you be my Miss Piggy? You be the Miss Piggy to my Kermit.
I'm out of here.
Yes. Hi there, Kermit. That's the best Miss Piggy impression I can do.
I'm scared.
You're the love of my life, Kermit. I love you very much. Miss Piggy loves you
You're
very
Miss
much.
Piggy, you don't even sound like her. I know my sweet little bacon anywhere.
Incredible. Oh, now I have to remember what voice I just gave it.
Ori. Hi, Ori.
Hi. Hi, Ori. Welcome to the stream. I love you very much. We're just doing some
Hi, Ori.
Kermit times Miss Piggy roleplay. It's great.
Kermit fanfiction.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. I just like conclusions.
You want to taste delicious frog legs?
Oh god. I've actually ate frog before, so...
So have I.
Yeah. I dislike conclusions, specifically the jumping to aspect of conclusions. Preconceptions make Park sandbox of endless desert waste. End quote. But you are a journalist. You said so yourself yesterday. Well, that's true, yes. But you must understand, I stand before you today a man with a dream. I'm offering you my testimony in exchange for exclusive rights to the story. Scoop turns Mr. Brushel into that Mr. Brushel. End quote.
Let's hear your testimony then, shall we?
A simple case, eh, Gavin? For me, the jury is still out. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I'm out of here.
I visited the studio around 9 o'clock that night to do the interview. The first outsider to enter the atelier. Journalistic history made, end quote. His daughter brought us coffee right after we started. And you know what happened next? Star falls, end quote. No one else entered the room besides her the whole time.
That does sound like a simple case. Unless you were the one who poisoned him.
What are you saying? Judge! I forgot I was him for a second.
Yes, you did.
May I remind you the cameras are rolling today? I felt the need to be a bit dramatic.
You didn't do it, did you?
Me do anything like that? Come on, that's like newsmaker making the news, end quote. Or even contemporary witch hunt, end quote. I know wild accusations rock courtroom, end quote.
Haha, rock indeed.
Prosecutor Gavin sure looks like he's having fun. I'm so happy for him.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Your cross-examination, please.
And as you will never say justice the right way again.
I demand justice. Judge, what are you saying, sir?
I'm just gonna press every statement. 9 o'clock at night? Isn't that a little late for an interview? If the great painter drew me... Oh, shoot. If the great painter Drew Bishop says come at 9, believe you me, I go at 9. The first, and as it turned out, last interview with such a prolific painter. Right. Can you tell us what it was like when you arrived? You were the first reporter ever in Drew's studio? Posterity will look back on that night as a turning point in journalistic history like the Watergate scandal. A basically insignificant step for all mankind, but a giant step for that Breschel guy, end quote.
If no one on the outside ever had access to the studio, then it would serve the reason that the deed was done by an insider. Finger quotes.
By which he means Vera did it.
So how did this epoch-making interview go?
Would you mind being a little more specific? Ooh-wee, let me tell ya, I enjoy a cuppa. In fact, it all began when...
like someone we know.
Everything relates back. It was me psychically knowing that this would be an important topic. That's not what I meant.
I believe I know what hair for hairs is driving at. This coffee the victim was served. Did anyone other than the defendant touch it?
Right, That's what I was going to say, really.
Uh-huh.
Well, now, if you've got a question to ask, you best straight up ask it. That's what I tell all the new recruits, several times, if necessary. Right for a grade schooler. That's my motto. Which isn't to say I can only... Who touched the coffee? Dunno. I was in the back, looking at the studio's equipment when she served it.
What happens next?
What's this about a star falling? Star falls, huh? It's like an old telegram. Send money over. Shall we? You don't know? That's like a journalism code word. An important No. Nuh-uh. An important percentage
I just
is...
love the way you said that. No.
As I've said before, I'm kind of like 900% done with how most journalists are depicted in media. I'm like, these aren't journalists, these are gossip magazine writers. A very different thing. Yes, a star falls would be like a thing you would see on a gossip magazine, but not in an actual newspaper. There are certain rules and regulations that actual AP-style journalistic newspapers have to follow, and gossip mags do not follow these guidelines. And apparently these are the type of quote-unquote journalists that all these shows like to portray and whatnot. One of the only times ever that I've seen legit representation of journalists, well, 2 times. One was for the movie The President's Men, which is based off an actual thing that occurred, the Watergate scandal, and is based off a book that was actually made by Woodward and Bernstein, who did the whole Watergate, worked on that case. And then the other one is another true story, Shattered Glass, which is about a journalist who was fabricating everything, and the journalist who figured it out and stopped him. But those are, like, the only times I've ever seen, like, legit journalists ever, and they're both based on just real-life events. But, you know, I guess media has to have its stereotypes of different things, of, like, this is how it works,
of
right?
course, it's called artistic license.
Yeah.
Real life is quite boring.
Yep. Yep. Important personage passes away. A star falls. Get it? But there's no gravity in space, is there? I wouldn't think stars could fall, really. Does this matter? Oh boy, this is good stuff. Good stuff. How about star breaks? Nah. Lacks punch. I know. Star dies. Nah. Lacks imagination. Of course you could go with Drew dies. Straight. To the point. I like it. I think we need to hear more. I think we need to hear about something a little more substantial.
This man's a freak.
Yep,
Yeah, he really is.
And not just because he's a fake journalist.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what thing we should ask about.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Maybe we should ask about Brussels coffee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a safe state, but I think we can ask all these questions if we end up picking the wrong one. But just in case. Okay, Brussels coffee. So, you drank the coffee that Vera served you too? Of course! When someone serves you coffee, you drink it. That's what my old boss always used to say. Never did get what he meant by it, though. This is also untrue. Because, as a journalist, you're not supposed to take, like, gifts and stuff. From, like,
not.
people. So, you technically are not supposed to just take, like, food or drink unless it's in, like, certain circumstances. Like, if you're at, like, a party and there's, like, food and drink there, like, I think technically you can, like, take stuff just because it's there and it's free. So you're not, like, being given a gift in that sense. But
yeah, so you're not being bribed.
Yeah. Basically, like, if there's a time where, like, a client or, like, a person you're doing a story for is like, oh, here's some food, like, you're supposed to decline it. Or if you do go out to eat somewhere with people, you should pay for it yourself. You should not you should not let them pay for you for any of the stuff that they give. Like, you're supposed to pay for it yourself, so that they don't have anything over you. So if this is completely untrue, this is a bad way of going about it. But you're still alive, which is to say, you didn't die. Of course not. No point falling before you're a star. End quote. That's not exactly what I was getting at.
Were you getting us then? You know the person was on the rib, not in the coffee.
Oh, yes! There were 2 cups on the tray she brought. And one of the cups has Drew's signature painted on the side. No chance the guest would take that one by mistake, I guess.
Well, Mr. Justice, was that testimony important?
Was it? I don't remember.
Might be. Well, Mr. Justice.
Wait, we could just go back to the save state and check what the other options are before making a choice. So let's just do that. Adam! Hello!
Hi, Adam.
Hello.
Hi, Adam. Welcome to the stream. I love you very much. I hope you're doing well. Objection! Okay, I'm gonna load the state just so that we can... Oh, thank you for the shout out, Azure. Okay, let's do Moment of Death. About when Mr. Misham passed away. Oh boy, what a scene that was. He puts his coffee mug down with a crash, right?
Yes, and then?
Then the cold finger of death touches his spine. Life's flame sputters and fails. So cold was that touch, he could do naught but tremble uncontrollably. Actually, life's flame is a little tired. Life's river froze over. Yes, that's a go. I think he's starting his article already. Again, another thing is it's kind of a rule. You're not supposed to use, there's actually a rule that you're not supposed to use, what's it called?
Explosive titles?
No, cliches. You're not supposed to use cliches. So any lines that are like things that people just say as like very cliched phrases, you're supposed to avoid those. Like, it's actually a rule. Could you describe that a little more simply? So yeah, Brushel is doing literally so far everything wrong. Wow, as you can imagine, I was pretty surprised. Like, the only time he's done something right is when he was like, Drew dies. Because one of the best things, like, that you're supposed to do is to write articles kind of straight and to the point. And also, when he said, like, write as if you're writing for a grade schooler, that is a thing that I've had my editors tell me before. Because the idea is not everybody who reads an article is going to necessarily know what certain terminologies mean or things like that. So you're supposed to write it, like, explaining every single, like, thing and whatnot.
Can't use the big fancy words.
Yeah. Well, you can, but you basically right afterwards have to explain exactly what it means. Basically as if you're teaching, like, some grade schoolers and whatnot. Like, you just gotta think, like, oh, who's reading it is probably the average person, and the average person might not know what this and this and this means. So you gotta write it in that sense. So that's pretty legit. Those things are legit, but a lot of the other stuff isn't legit.
No.
He hit the floor. As they say, artist's seizure is final performance. End quote.
He hit the floor. Next thing you know, she got lower, lower, lower.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the...
Let the bodies hit the floor.
The floor.
Oh my gosh. Also, yes, Adam, this one is a pretty long case, especially since technically we're going to be dealing with multiple things at the same time. We're going to be dealing with this case, but there's also another case that we're going to be dealing with at the same time using the Mason system. But yeah, also TIL that the county I'm in opened up with no restrictions back in June, but the one of like 2 hair places here isn't open. Oh no, Azure, no.
Why only one?
Also,
That's
I just want to
weird.
say, like, I wish that this was over, because I refuse to go out and do stuff until this is, like, until I'm sure it's safe. But that means that I'm gonna have to let my hair just grow out. I'm so upset. I don't like having long hair.
Me neither.
Hair for life.
Yeah. As I've stated this before, but I used to have hair that went all the way down to my waist when I was younger. But then there was a lice infestation at my elementary school. A ton of us got it, including myself. Yeah. And we got like all the medicine and stuff for it, but since my hair was so long and so thick, basically my mom was like, we gotta cut it. And I was so upset at the time.
Yeah,
I was like,
I've always had when I was younger.
Yeah. I was like, no, I love my long hair. But then after I cut it, I was like, actually, this is a better life to live. My head feels lighter. It's easier to wash. Like, this is so much better. And so ever since then, I've had short hair.
I don't sit on it and pull my head back.
Yeah. Yep.
I've done that before and it's awful.
Yep, same. But yeah. And so now, like, typically when I get my, like, a haircut, I usually cut it to, like here. So it's, like, super short. And then, but now it's, like, already down to, like, here. And I'm just like, oh, it's already so long. And it's only gonna get longer. And I can't go to my regular salon to get it cut. No.
Yeah.
But,
and I have a feeling when they open more, it's probably gonna cost a bit more.
Yeah.
Than it used to.
And the thing is I already go to pretty expensive places to get my hair cut, because I go to a salon rather than like a barber or anything like that. So it's gonna be probably like super expensive. But at least it'll be well worth my money though, because I'll have to cut off so much by that time.
Yeah.
Because normally it's more like, there's still a lot, because my hair grows back fast and it's thick and like whatnot, so there tends to always be a lot.
Mine's the same.
Yeah. This time it's going to be even more.
There can be a point where it's not much of a need to come off, but the floor will still be covered in my hair, even if it's not much of a cut, because my hair is so thick.
Yeah.
It's thick.
Yeah. I have the same thing, especially since, like, when my hairstylist does my hair, they don't just, cut it shorter. They also, what's it called? They kind of volume
style it.
Yeah, they style it so that it's like it's not all just like cut straight. It's like some of the more thicker areas is like chopped off, and it kind of like goes kind of like this.
Yeah.
Around.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so because of that, like by the end of it, it's just covered with hair.
Yeah.
Been playing Pokemon Black 2.
Cool,
Nice.
Nice.
That's nice.
Aprocanine paralyzes the entire nervous system. The body arches back like a bow. The limbs tremble. the
That's quite enough of that. Some of us want to be able to sleep tonight.
I know that the game is trying to be like, I know the judges is trying to be like, oh, that's scary, like that's insane, but also it kind of also just sounds like so, it also kind of sounds a little lewd a little bit.
Not like this.
Oh yeah? Well, I want details. Lots of juicy details.
for that, you can listen to our last year's hit single. Queen, My Love by the Governors, available at all major music outlets. It's also an iTunes and SoundCloud.
The point is that the victim died of atroquine poisoning.
Cool.
Oh,
Well, Mr. Justice, how did you find that testimony?
that one was kind of
Owen.
garbage. Also, hi Owen. Hello.
Hello.
I love you, Owen. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. Got a new chair. I'm becoming more and more of a professional every day.
You're becoming an adult.
Yeah. No longer 5 years old.
Not like
I'll
this.
be 6.
Well, still 5 foot.
I'm leaving.
Okay, we're going back to the save state to do the final thing, the Stars coffee. You say Mr. Misham had the coffee too, but did you actually see him drink the coffee? Of course!
Oh boy.
He who sees it wins, but he who says it wins bigger, end quote. I live in a man sees dog eat dog and writes about it world. Yet. I guess I can't say I saw him drink it. Really. He had one so-called sip, if that. Man puts lips to mug. Drinks? End quote.
That poison is quite virulent, I hear.
My stomach did a so-called somersault, since I gulped down that coffee without so much a second glance at it. Wait, maybe something's there, some kind of so-called trick. Anyone want to venture a guess? For the record? Does this guy have a pause button?
I vote we murder him.
I feel like...
Well, Mr. Justice, do you want to commit murder?
Yes. So...
Right now, yes.
I think... So, it seems like
Yeah.
maybe the middle testimony was the most significant, because we learned about the fact that it had the signature on it.
Yeah.
Right? Well, actually, maybe we should check the court record real quick. Okay, so death by atroquine poisoning, estimated time of death 9 to 9:30. Frame measuring 2 inches bears traces of deadly poison. We looked at the paintings. Yeah, because Apollo doesn't say anything about this. So I think it's safe to assume that that's the important testimony. Because at least we gained some information from that. Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait!
Bless you.
Wait.
Okay.
Waiting.
Waiting.
It just hit me. traces of the slow-acting deadly poison. So it would take time for the atroquin to like work. So it can't be so instantaneous that you just drank it and died. So now I'm like confused. It's either the first one or it's either the second or the third one, I feel like.
It's the Stars coffee.
It is the Stars coffee? Okay,
yeah,
so
just...
oh. Okay, so we did this is the most important one then. Okay.
Let Detective Anya do detectiving.
and I let her. It's just
Yeah.
Well, I didn't reveal it before she went through all this spiel about everything, did I?
Yeah.
I let her go through her detective.
Yeah.
Detectiving.
Yeah.
Get well soon.
You shush. You have no right to talk about someone not being able to say or do things.
Okay, very important.
Not being able to spell or say the words.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah. As I noticed was the victim drank his coffee then immediately fell over. That doesn't make sense because atropine like takes a second. Like you need more than like that amount of time for it to work. Oh yes. You can go to press with that one. Your Honor, this is a vital piece of information. Please add it to the testimony.
No! Very well, the witness testimony will add to this testimony.
Judge, are you okay?
Holmes?
Oh boy.
Who was mocking me earlier?
Oh boy. I just want to imagine, like, obviously, like, Apollo already understands what we need to get at from this testimony. So I'm just imagining, like, the judge adds it, and then immediately he's like, objection! Vital! Right! Okay. Boop!
Boop.
Boop! I think this is it, right? Because it says slow acting. There we go.
Do it.
You know what? You know what I have a problem with? A particular property of the poison used. Atroquin.
Oh, Prosecutor Gavin was quite clear about the poison. A lethal dosage of 0.002 milligrams paralyzes the central nervous system. If you drank that, even you, Mr. Just Ice, would be reduced to a quivering pile.
Whoa! Why are you using me as an example? Unfortunately, we weren't told everything. There was a vital omission in Prosecutor Gavin's information.
An omission? Is that like an omelet?
Atroquinine is as virulent as he says, but death doesn't come upon ingestion, not immediately. That's because atroquinine is a slow-acting poison.
I swore that you said atroquinine.
No, I said atroquinine.
You did not
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Incredible.
Atroquinine.
According to one forensic scientist. Yeah, forensic scientist. This guy.
It's one of the most virulent poisons, but it is absorbed into the body astonishingly slow. Slower than my speaking. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for adverse effects to show. Just like me talking.
If we suppose that the moment Mr. Misham sipped the coffee was when he sealed his fate, then he would still have had time left to enjoy his last cup of joe.
Rabble. Order. What's the meaning of this? What the defense says is correct. Why? That contradicts the entire testimony we've just heard.
Well, Mr. Brushel, anything to say on the record? Slow acting. SLOWACT. It was virulent, alright. Even then, it had already begun digging its claws into the journalist. He's working on his scoop.
Hashtag fake journalist.
Yeah. Is Brussels, yeah? Hey, Brussels. Let's take a trip back down memory lane.
Huh?
That victim really died the instant he took it. It's over. This is vital.
You know what I think? I think that was a not so subliminal suggestion, end quote.
It does cause a problem if he died when you say he died. You'd be forced to say a Wiedersehen to my simple case. And you would be forced to say farewell to your article.
Come again?
Can't write the story based on conjecture, can you? And as the case drags on, other reporters will pick up the step. You'll be forced to kiss your exclusive scoop goodbye.
Scoop.
Scoop?
Ew.
Look, wait. Just wait a second. Just 1 second.
We're waiting. Out with it.
I think I just recalled a so-called important detail. A revival of recollection, end quote. A story survival, end quote. Can't do this either. Attorney utterly confused, end quote. Actually, I did notice something when I visited the studio. I'd heard of poison that takes its sweet time, see?
But not what I've been saying for the last few minutes, apparently.
Mr. Brushel, are you on drugs?
You bet I am! The antidote for a poisonous contradiction, end quote, you might say. Or, I still have no idea what you're talking about, end quote, I might say. I figured it out, but only after an in-depth interview. See, thanks to my journalism skills, I know who poisoned that coffee.
Order my court and Cheetos.
2 bananas. No banana with Coke. As far as I can tell, the witness is standing by his testimony. that Mr. Misham died the instant after he drank.
Of course I'm standing by my testimony and my dream of exclusive rights to this story.
I suppose it was too much to hope for.
What was? Of course he wouldn't. Oh, shoot.
Excuse me.
Oh my.
By all means, I'll just leave, Anya, because you like to take my line.
No, I didn't. I'm just laughing because imagining that voice coming out of Clavier's mouth.
Every time, every stream, Anya,
I don't know
every time you do this. Of course he wouldn't choose a simple case, not him.
Him?
Phoenix Rat, who else? Young hairdresser, report for us if you would. What is it that you noticed?
This court is a critical trial of the jury system. I'm afraid no room for doubt is permissible. You will testify to the court about what you noticed.
When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Misham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. Now that I think about it, what if he was writing a suicide note?
A suicide note?
Yes, he had this look on his face. Man's face inscrutable as a quadratic equation, end quote. Suicide? Poor Mr. Misham. But that means Vera's innocent. Would someone commit suicide in the middle of an interview? Oh.
Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. Bailiff, bring me a hot pocket.
I'm guessing the letter, it must have been this, right?
Who knows? What does your investigation cap says?
I'm thinking, should we press first and then present stuff? I'm gonna press. Was there anyone at the studio other than Mr. Misham? Well, his daughter Vera, of course. Was anyone besides Mr. Misham and Vera present? Not a single one, not a cat, not a rat, not even a mouse. Dr. Seuss, the only person who didn't belong to that studio there was you, wasn't it, Mr. Breschel? I know what you're doing. I know your game. Attorney uses classic Ramsden phenomenon ploy, end quote.
You tend to suggest this reporter is a suspect. I'm sure you also intend to present evidence supporting the assertion, correct? In the meantime, let's move along, shall we?
So he put the letter away when he saw you? Early reporter gets worm, end quote. That's my secret. I'm not sure I follow. It's the night of the interview. I arrive 15 minutes ahead of schedule. The handle turns, the door opens, and I barge in. Are you sure that's okay to do? I mean, isn't that unlawful entry, really? Mr. Misham sure seemed to think so. You should have seen him. He crammed his letter into that yellow envelope as fast as he could. I know a secret when I spot one, and that was one. Hello, Cud. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I love you very much. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well.
Can't believe Lulu's dead.
No, Lulu.
It does seem significant. Well, Mr. Just Ice.
I wonder. Also, I'm gonna be eating a peach real quick.
Live on stream, Anya the Nerd eats a peach.
It does have a ring of something important. Add to testimony. The defense finds this testimony vital, Your Honor.
Hey, well, please add it to the testimony then.
Hey, why not? My account comes free of charge. A yellow envelope.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't yellow. It was red. What are you talking about, Mr. Brussel?
He's a phony.
Time to present the evidence. It's a red envelope.
Welcome back, Lulu.
Welcome back, Lulu.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I lost sound in Discord.
Oh no. You went into the shadow realm.
Yeah.
Okay. Present. As it just so happens, there was a single letter in a desk drawer at the scene. In a red envelope! Oh, you got the color wrong, bro.
Oh, snake.
What? Prosecutor Gavin.
Why did he do that to his face?
I hate that. I hate whenever he does that.
Yes.
Was a yellow envelope found at the scene of the crime?
Clearly no, but careful head. Please don't mistake the color of an envelope.
I guess, but not this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already. 7 years ago. Oh, you're playing Sea of Thieves, Cut? That's rad.
Ew. Alright. It's been 84 years.
Well, Mr. Brussel.
Okay. Done with the peach. I can explain that. Drew, right? He wanted to get that letter in an envelope pronto. Get it out of sight of my beady eyes, right? So he grabbed the nearest envelope and crammed away. And what about the whole red and yellow envelope contradiction, chump?
Well, Mr. Justice, have you anything to say to the witness's claims?
That night, the victim put a letter he had been writing in a red envelope. Wait, wasn't it that it wasn't ever... It wasn't unsealed, right? Oh,
You've got the court record right there.
yeah.
Check. You want to check?
No, it just gives you the 2 papers that we saw through.
No, yeah. Well, you know you can always say.
I feel like it's impossible, right?
Maybe. But you know these games as well as I do.
There we go, save game. I feel like I remember there was 2 letters, and one of them has disappeared. I feel like, if I remember correctly. Oh, but also we looked inside of it, and it wasn't... The letter that was inside was addressed to him. So maybe that's it? I'm gonna say it's impossible. We'll see. That's impossible.
I like your questions. Full of confidence.
It's simple, really. As it just so happens, the defense team investigated the contents of this envelope with, the assistance of a forensic scientist.
What?
Yeah! Emma likes us more than you. Ha 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 ha. Well, that's not really a big revelation.
We knew that, right?
Yeah. Note that this letter is addressed to Drew Misham. Oh! Why would he address a letter to himself? Let alone send a suicide note to himself. I've been scooped!
Robber. Order. Mr. Brushel, can you explain this to the court?
Oh, my. How could I have forgotten? I suppose this happens to the best of us. Reporter gets old. Forgets lots. End quote.
I'm still waiting for an explanation, Mr. Brushel.
Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. His desk drawer? Yes, a stamp. A so-called postage stamp, end quote.
A stamp? Whatever for?
Well, to mail his letter. What else? And then, why yes, I think I saw him put it in his letter box. Yes, it was a yellow envelope, and he put it in that box. Oh, how I wish it did. Just think if that were a suicide note. What a story. This is actually a very big thing. Star writes suicide note in front of reporter, falls, end quote. I wonder if you can guess why it's significant, Azure.
A yellow envelope?
No, why the stamp and everything else.
Not a single clue in this universe. As I was saying, that has nothing to do with this case. Oops.
Oh no, Azure.
That said,
Judge broke something.
Oh no. Yes, Your Honor, was that your cell phone?
yes.
Oh no, did it crack?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okie dokie.
It makes me wonder about the contents of that red envelope.
Yeah, we already read this. Blah 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 blah. You don't need to read it again.
$100,000 is quite a good deal of money.
It's from 7 years ago, yeah.
So, am I finished? Am I finished here? I was thinking of, going home to start writing.
No, you bitch.
I hate to state what should be pretty obvious to anyone, but when you catch the scent of a story, you make that, rather unique face. Come on! Attorney has active imagination, little else. End quote.
Even I noticed something, and my eyes aren't what they used to be. I'm starting to understand what all this perceiving stuff is about.
Judge has active imagination. End quote.
Please continue with your testimony. Tell us about the scent of a story.
Hey, I'm the one asking the questions here, usually. Actually, it took a bit of work to get a thumbs up on the interview. Reporter leverages story, gets his interview, end quote. The story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. That red envelope probably had something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare.
So you threatened to go to the press with this story? That's how you got your interview? Blackmail?
Real bad. Well, yes. No. No. Yeah, that's pretty bad to admit, bro. It wasn't exactly black. I'm not.
Something wrong, Mr. Brussel?
Look.
Even if you didn't do this, you'd go to prison.
Yeah, this is my story. My tidbit. Journalist info is livelihood. End quote. Yeah, but there's still a set of guidelines you're supposed to follow, bro. Blackmail is against the rules.
I see.
And the law.
Yeah. While you have me chatting away in here, what's going on out there? What if some Wally Wordsworth or Sally Scooper gets wind of my story? They could be going to press while I'm going to waste.
That is less of your concern right now.
Yeah.
The court feels your pain, Mr. Brussel. Mr. Just Ice, let's pick up the pace.
A certain
We
case.
don't feel the
Yeah. A certain case 7 years ago. Wait. 7 years ago?
Why does number 7 ring a bell?
Because what else happened 7 years ago? Phoenix Wright's disbarment happened 7 years ago. Yeah. And
And what else happened
becoming
7 years ago?
Trucy becoming Phoenix's adopted daughter happened 7 years ago as well. So it turns out a lot of stuff apparently happened 7 years ago.
Interesante.
Interesante.
Remember when you used to say that a lot?
Yeah, I still say it a lot. Interesante. Okay. Oh! Perceiving time, y'all. Wait. I'm again a little bit unsure, so I'm gonna save state. I'm not sure which one the game wants me to check.
Just check which one has the extra animation.
I believe in the power of Detective Anya.
I feel like maybe it's this one. Well, we can always test it, and if it's not it, then we can just go back. Okay, so this might not be right then.
Can we get a close-up of that dude's teeth? Incredible.
I hate it. Okay, let me load the state. Okay. Oh no,
Oh,
Lulu!
no.
Are you okay?
Allergies. Make me sneeze.
That was a cough.
I'm tough too.
Can't believe she's dead.
I hate this man's face. I hate it so much. Why does he look so terrible?
He's meant to look like a pencil.
It's more like a toothbrush.
Yeah, I thought that it was the whole
Yeah,
toothbrush
he's
thing.
brittle.
Yeah.
He's a brush.
Or maybe I'm supposed to press first and get like some extra testimony first, I think.
Do what you need to do.
Okay. The victim,
I'll
Drew
let you get
Misham,
her
had an
story.
aversion to reporters? Boy, I guess. Not even my considerable charms did much for him. Until I got my thumbs up, that is.
Maybe you can elaborate on that bit for us.
Exactly what sort of story was this? Oh, a little one, like I said. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing in between, end quote. I might have suggested I had a lead on this particular story, but I didn't threaten or cajole or anything, honest. So a suggestion was enough to get an interview? Mr. Misham must have really wanted to keep it under wraps. A certain case 7 years ago? Tell us, what case? Let me say one thing, Mr. Attorney, and you can quote me on this. I can't talk about that case. What? Why not? It's about journalistic pride and staunchiness and credibility and connections. Journalist reveals sources only over his dead body. End quote. It's not a source. You're not revealing a source. You're just telling us what this case is. That's not a source. So what'll it be? Gonna strangle me? Dead man don't talk. He sounds pretty determined not to talk. Our chances of breaking his will aren't looking good.
What are our chances of breaking his knees?
On the one hand, we have your story. On the other, the letter. What makes you think the two are related? Oh, I was just saying it's possible. Call reporter's intuition, end quote. Hey, I say a lot of things. You going to pick all of them apart? Be my guest. All of them? No, just the incredibly suspicious ones.
I see. Anything else said about Mr. Misham, Miss Ham?
Just how amazing was Mr. Misham's talent? Huh? Who wee boy? I mean, hey, he's a star, man, a star. The flow of his brush is like a great undulating river across the canvas. Artist paints light up studio like sun. End quote. This guy is full of wacky gestures, but that one just now was wackier than usual. He looks kind of nervous to me, Apollo. Definitely. I'm sensing something different from before here. Maybe it's time to bring out you-know-what. The testimony left a bad taste in my mouth. It all makes sense. Nothing jumps out as ridiculous. I wonder what this story he's talking about is. It must have been good to get an interview with a famous recluse like that. Something powerful enough to drag Misham out of hiding. I wonder. Maybe it had something to do with Mr. Misham's art. Okay, I know. I know now. I know what to do. It's this one we have to do. For some reason, I forgot about this one.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now you just gotta figure out what his cut is, which I'm not gonna tell you.
How dare.
Do you think he's much of a sweaty creep on me?
Big sweat.
What else do you sweat on you?
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. It's here. I forgot.
Sweaty, gross on.
I actually remembered this now. Yeah, there it is.
Jeez.
Perceive. Yeah, that's how sweating works. Confirm.
Yeah, apparently.
Sweat much, Mr. Brushel? Yeah, well, a man can't help his glands, you know. It's more than that. When Mr. Misham's talent was mentioned, you suddenly began to sweat buckets. Ah! You're hiding something about his talent. Why? That's ridiculous. Evidence time. Let's show him where Mr. Misham's true talent lay.
That's redacted.
Yeah, it just so happens that I have evidence showing the talent mentioned in this letter.
Counterfeit.
Yeah. I'm not sure which one they want me to show. I'm guessing this one, right? Is it this one or the other one? I'll just save state just in case.
It's that one. I think. I don't know.
Okay. No, it's the other one.
Big booth.
Yeah, the hidden painting. This painting was found in Mr. Misham's studio. There are two problems with this painting. The first is it wasn't painted by Mr. Misham. The second is that there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one, except it was only half done. Then we have a letter discussing a payment of $100,000, which suggests a certain business operation. The business of making forgeries.
Can't believe he's dead.
Yep.
Yep.
That is all, Your Honor.
Rabble.
Everyone, please! Everyone! Can we keep this private, please? This is my story! My scoop!
Look, tide is gone now.
Forgery? That's a serious crime.
This is my story.
Drew Misham is known as an artist these days, but there were rumors he dabbled in another kind of art until a few years back.
Another art? Meaning forgery?
Drew Misham was talented, all right. Talented at making precise, detailed fakes. A fact that certain criminal elements were quick to discover. Criminal elements? What? You can't seriously be talking about... Exactly. I'm talking about forging evidence. The rumors started circulating 7 years ago.
"7 years ago? We sure hear that number a lot." So we to understand that this letter...
Remember why Phoenix was disbarred?
Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah, he presented forged evidence.
This payment of $100,000 was for...
Exactly. Forged evidence nets tidy profit. End quote.
Rabble. Order on court. Why, it's like our victim was living a double life.
Aha! This is my chance. So the victim had ties to the criminal world, right? He could have had plenty of enemies we know nothing about.
This is my first time hearing this criminal world. Yeah, but I'm a criminal girl living in a criminal world. We certainly found no criminal connection when conducted our investigation.
Apollo, are you okay? Are you okay, Apollo? You've been struck by a smooth criminal.
A smooth criminal guy.
But how do you explain all this money? You have to admit there's a possibility of some illegal activity here.
There's no proof tying this letter to our case.
There is, if we could get to work.
Our case was and is simple from the beginning. Only the defendant could have poisoned that mug that night. Right. And you, of course.
Hey, the only thing I poison is my pen when I'm writing reviews.
Mr. Brusher, your testimony to this point has been quite unreliable. I sentence you to death.
Oh boy.
It doesn't speak well of your reporting acumen.
What are you talking about? My journalism is rock solid. Journalism so solid you could stand an elephant on it, end quote.
He's not talking about his journalism.
No.
Talking about his brush.
I'm out of here. In any case, let's hear summarized recap of your testimony. If we can ascertain the situation in that studio from the recap, the trial is over.
Apollo, what's he talking about? The cross-examination showed Mr. Brushel didn't have reason or means to poison him. As long as there's no other suspects, then the killer had to be Vera, that's what. This next testimony is our last chance.
Mr. Brusher, your testimony, please. Please. CSI Miami starts in 1 minute.
The only other person in the studio that night was the defendant. It was Vera who poured the coffee. She admitted as much herself. The only thing that touched Drew's lips during the interview was that mug. And nothing left that studio after he died. Nothing. Clearly, the only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter.
Testimony clear, succinct, without room for doubt.
Aw, shucks. You really think so?
No.
I believe this clarifies the situation that night. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your final cross-examination.
Right. I still have one trump card left to play, and I won't let this trial end until I use it.
Can't believe you've done this.
Huh?
I'm sorry, I'm like yawning a lot.
I can't believe you've done this.
Press everything.
Yeah, I think this is the moment that I have to present the thing. You know what thing I'm thinking of, Lulu.
Yeah.
This thing. Can you guess what was in this frame, Azure? Now, after doing all this.
Can I guess what?
What was in the frame?
A picture of the boys.
It's only 2 inches by 2 inches. What is that small that we've talked about in this case?
Brussels brush?
No.
Jesus Christ.
That's a very tiny brush.
Not like this.
No girl would want that brush.
Jesus Christ.
Every brush deserves to be loved. No matter the size. What was that, Ash?
I got nothing. My brain's fried.
Okay, they'll probably explain it.
They will.
Oh, I think this is not right. I think, yeah. I'm getting ahead of it.
Yes, you are. You're getting too far ahead.
It's because I know what his lips touched. Yeah, I know what his lips touched, and...
Oh, his lips touched his paintbrush.
No, why would his lips have touched the paintbrush?
Because you know how, like sometimes writers will, like, they're thinking of a story or they're writing something down, they'll just, like, stop and think, and they'll like, chew on the edge of the eraser.
Yeah, I do that with, pens, I guess. But you wouldn't do that with a paintbrush. Then you get paint all over your lips. That's gross.
No, he, bites on the end of the not brush part.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Let's press. You're sure about that? Well, to be really, really precise, I was busily gobbling mint candies the whole time.
I want mint candy. Yet, at the time of the autopsy, no investigations did of the room. And no mint residue was found.
It was a long shot anyway.
Don't tell me you still trying to prove this. You think the victim ate, drank, or otherwise ingested some coffee?
Well, Mr. Justice, if you have some proof.
The possibility is there. I can feel it. Just maybe not prove it. Not yet. Impossibility isn't going to cut it. Not now.
There we go.
Yeah, Mr. Misham ingested that poison via a route other than that coffee. I can prove it. Proof is possible. I gotta risk it.
Oh, excellent. Let's see your proof then. Please show us your evidence. Show us your evidence or face the death penalty.
Kiss my 2 by 2 inches.
Not like this.
Must explain this over and over and over and over and over and over. We don't need possibilities here for help. We need proof and proof and proof and proof.
I know that!
You should also know that every proof has its moments. And jurisdiction.
Again? The game is
I can tell
now.
you at this point.
The game is now playing into the meta of like people figuring stuff out
Yeah.
before you're supposed to, with the characters literally being like, I know what you're trying to get at, but it's not time yet.
It's too early, bitch.
Another hole in this case that needs plugging before I can prove anything. But first things first, I better uncover a weak spot before I try to strike again.
Off with his head.
At least I didn't lose anything from that. The game was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Was like, we know you're trying to get there, but not quite left. Not quite left. What did I just say? What did I just say? What does that mean?
No point there.
What did I just say? I don't even know what I would. Why?
Pat.
Okay, nothing left that studio after he died. Nothing. Well, maybe this is it, because the yellow letter.
Yes.
Not one thing. You're sure? Yep, sure can be. Well, with one exception.
One exception? What?
Journalist Spark Russell does interview. Leave studio. End quote. Come on. It's a joke. Get it? Not funny, I know, but still. Did something leave the studio that night? Why does that sound familiar? Where have I heard something like that before? It's the police!
What? Is this a
Now that we've proven our witness is a comedian of sorts, let's turn our defense attorney before returning to the testimony. Do you have any idea what, if anything, made out of the studio that night?
Just one thing. I think one thing might very well have left the studio that night, actually. A certain something that has vanished from the crime scene.
By which you mean? Something other than our witness?
Of course.
Don't tell me. We're a mission.
Believe me, any comic relief I may provide is entirely unintentional.
Then let's see what you've got for us, Mr. Justice.
Well, this thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you. But I do have evidence that shows how it could have been taken from the scene. Oh, the box. Right?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box? Present. This is the only link between that studio and the outside world.
Oh, that's our box.
What did Mr. Brushel just tell us? When he entered the studio on the night of the murder, the victim had just finished writing a letter. Yeah, I said that, and yeah, it was true. Furthermore, you went on to tell us that he put the letter in a yellow envelope and put it in the letterbox. But that very same letterbox was empty. In other words, that night the yellow envelope disappeared.
Ah, yes, intriguing. So an envelope has disappeared from the scene of the crime. Of course. This changes nothing.
Huh?
He has a point, Mr. Justice.
No, it changes everything.
What
Yeah.
we're trying to figure out is how the poison got into Mr. Misham.
And It was the envelope.
Is it really important that the envelope the witness says he saw disappear?
Well, if it did disappear, then something did leave the studio that night. That seems very important to me.
Hadoy.
Very well, then the witness will add this to his testimony.
You got it.
Still think this fails to change anything here for him.
I wouldn't be so sure. A letter disappeared from the crime scene that night. This is exactly the opening I've been looking for. Is this finally the moment I can show the picture frame? That's the question.
Maybe press it first, just in case.
Okay. I've tried to show... Nothing could be more serious than an envelope disappearing from that studio, and you were hiding that fact from us. Yes, well, actually...
Don't argue the possibility that a letter disappeared from the studio. But here for him, isn't there a much more serious question before us?
Right, how Mr. Mission was poisoned, I know. But Mr. Breschel's testimony has changed, which means the facts of the case have changed too. And what he's told us means something entirely different now. I'm starting to think. Let's keep thinking, Apollo! Okay. Oh, I think this is it. I think this is the time. Are you ready? Are we ready? Are we ready?
Countdown.
Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Oh my gosh. What the frick? What am I supposed to send?
Fly away.
Okay, so maybe it's the letter actually that we have to present. What? I clicked on the letter, right?
You did click on the letter.
What is it? What am I... I'm so confused.
Is it the sentence after this?
What are you doing, Asher?
Huh?
What are you doing?
None?
Oh my god.
Oh, well, Mike's probably bumping the
No,
class.
gosh.
Can't believe Anya's dead.
Oh my...
She had so much potential.
I'll give you a bit to think about it before I... think.
Oh my gosh. I'm so lost. Objection, it's Sushi! Hello, Sushi, welcome to the stream.
Hi.
Hello, hello, I love you very much. How are you?
Did you get good eats? Did you have a good day?
I'm stuck right now.
Well, the thing you were trying to do earlier, you can do it now.
Oh, so I have to go and press the other statement. This one, right?
Yeah, press
Okay.
it first.
Okay. I did eat, but that was a while ago and I'm hungry now. Get some more food, Sushi!
Need some more nums. Yes, Blue, I ate you.
Okay, this is it. I can prove it.
Oh, sorry, actually, you have a sister.
Oh no! I also have a blister. Blister twins.
Yeah, and I have a sister
Hell yeah!
too.
You should start Ace Attorney soon, Sushi. Oh, also, Sushi, I got a new chair. It's a very nice chair. Blister triplets. Hell yeah.
Blythe said sister, not blister.
Oh, okay. It is comfy. Sushi. Who said something incredibly cursed about you earlier? What? What?
What? I
What?
don't remember.
What? Smacks roof of chair. This bad boy can hold exactly one Anya on it. Hell yeah.
Oh,
I'm not repeating it. What? Now you got me wondering. What did
then
she
nothing
say?
happened.
What did you say, Lulu?
I don't remember.
Tell me, I'll repeat it. Says Ash.
You do understand what we need, ja? Oh, fair forehead. Possibilities.
Of course. And Prosecutor Gavin, I hope you understand. I'm ready to give you that proof.
What did you say?
I have proof with a disappearing envelope. I saw him writing a letter! I did!
Which was picked up by the mailman, I assume?
Of course, which means that envelope had a stamp on it.
A stamp?
As we all know, stamps come with dry glue on the back. In order to use the glue, you have to wet it by licking the stamp, which I hate.
Licking the 2 by 2 inches.
Christ.
What? He was. No one worth talking to actually stamps in the states.
Yeah, the picture frame was for a stamp. That's what it was for this whole time. Even if you want to talk to him, you couldn't. He's dead after all.
Okay, so we left the stamp. But wait, there's more. Does that explain it as you could, as you learned, on the rim of the coffee mug?
That because he placed his mouth there that had the poison on it. It's not all the way around the mug. It's only in one specific place where he put his mouth on it. Clavier!
Good boy.
If he licked the back of a poison stamp, the poison would get on his tongue, yes? What would then happen if he put the coffee mug to his mouth, Those traces on the mug weren't the killer's doing. It was the other way around.
You what?
I am getting a new computer, Sushi. I still, the whole fam wants to get together to, like, decide what computer I'm getting. I know you're teasing. I saw that kappa at the end. It is there. The sarcastic kappa. The coffee mug didn't poison Mr. Misham. Mr. Misham poisoned the coffee mug himself. Also, Sushi, when are you gonna play some Yume Nikki fan games? And also, when are you gonna play Digital Devil Saga? Hell yeah.
Order.
Hell yeah. Soon TM. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Good stuff.
Hell yeah, clap clap. But that doesn't... Does it?
Recall, if you would, atroquinine is a slow-acting poison, yes? The poison entered his body when you put the stamp on that envelope, but his time wasn't up until the very moment he touched his lips on that cup of joe. Azure.
Oh gee.
You have something to add, Mr. Brushel?
Uh-oh, his nose is picking up another scent. As I believe I mentioned earlier. Well, that's the thing, see, after he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. Yes, a stamp, a so-called postage stamp, end quote. But you know, I don't seem to remember him ever finding one.
Maybe he just run out.
It was in that frame.
Yeah, I know, it's like, oh, we know.
Incidentally, we searched the desk drawer at the time of at the scene of the crime.
Oh my gosh, that ghost emote. So cute.
There were no stamps. Not a single one.
Apollo! We know! No, it doesn't. Azure.
That is. What is it? That
That
does pose a problem. How will you prove that the stamp was coated with poison?
Actually, I'm glad no other stamps were found. It may have proven the stamp
What?
is
I'm out of here.
You
impossible.
please, no. Ah ha 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 ha. Good show, good show. You can't even prove there was a stamp at the scene in the first place. Ow.
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. Anyway,
Finally, the moment has arrived.
Azure.
well, that certainly is a cute little frame. By little, I mean really little.
It was on the victim's desk, Your Honor. Quite empty, as you can see for yourself.
Anya, sorry.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
You were gonna hurt your throat with that.
He's grown into
And
a demon.
We've got at least 45 minutes until
Yeah.
your voice.
Yeah.
I noticed that too during my inspection. So what?
Yeah, I was getting so mad about the whole little picture frame thing. That's what happened.
Oh no, it's okay.
I love it. The reverse of the name. Oyopa Setsuj. Oppo. Prince Sushi. Is that you? When is Sushi actually gonna voice himself in the Andromeda 6 playthrough? That's the real
Hell.
question.
Pure sausage.
Never. Apparently you weren't as observant as you should have been. You see, when you saw this frame, it was missing something quite important.
Missing something.
Yes, a pale bluish stain on the inside of the frame. Atroquinine residue.
What? Why wasn't I thought about this?
Because Emma likes us better, like 1,000 times better.
Just like in real life.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Wait. Oh yeah, I'm Apollo. Oh my gosh.
Yes, Anya, Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna jump out. Also.
Steal my lines and then you forget your lines.
Oh my
So
gosh.
professional.
I love you more, Sushi. I love everyone here the most. I love you, Lulu. I love you, Azure. You guys are the best.
No W.
No W.
No. No www.iloveyoumore.com.
The frame is only 2 inches square. The face of the frame is even smaller, maybe an inch wide at most.
You weren't saying.
Oh, but I am. Tell me, what fits in such a small frame? A commemorative stamp, perhaps?
Rabble. Order.
Hodor.
The poisons that was in this frame?
It's a fatal frame. Impossible. Impossible.
Impossible.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Impossible. Why would they put something like that on his test? Don't tell me he had it there so he could commit suicide if the mood struck.
Well, the stamp came with the red letter. No, can I say something? I had a thought, see?
No.
No.
What, Mr. Russell? And please stop jittering around like that.
The victim was a forager, right? There's a lot of money in that line of work. Forager forges friends, makes enemies too, end quote. So the poison stamp might have been a murder weapon aimed at him.
Oh, rich. That's rich. Leave the ridiculous flights of fancy to the governor's song lyrics, please.
Finally, something we agree on.
It was a murder weapon. Nonsense. Murder is a simple business. Who'd go to such lengths? No one.
Oh, I disagree.
Yeah, there have been weirder things that have been poisoned, dude.
Yeah.
Than that, Jesus. Come again.
Recall, if you would, the victim's reclusive lifestyle. Drew Misham hid from the world. He avoided meetings. His only contact with the outside world was the mail.
Man.
What?
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 Asher, are you okay?
She's just like, you heard me.
What? Okay, fine. That's the line.
Apparently.
Now, if you wanted to kill someone you couldn't meet, but you knew red letters, a stamp would be the perfect weapon.
Ridiculous. Where's your proof? I want proof. There was evidence this poison stamp was sent to me is a murder weapon.
The letter. I might not have evidence per se, but things are finally starting to come together. What?
We have evidence.
Yeah. What is it, Apollo? Your fists are trembling. I think I know what happened. I don't believe it, but I can see it. I think I know how Mr. Misham was killed.
Well, fill us in, Mr. Just Ice.
A certain piece of evidence points to the truth, Your Honor. I can show you how someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Misham the stamp of death. Wow. Apollo should be a writer. He's a poet laureate. This one. Boom.
Isn't this the envelope? The one from 7 years ago?
Think about the text of the letter again. I've deposited the 100,000 as your account. Please send a receipt once you confirm the transfer. There were 2 pages in the envelope. This is page 1. Sign the papers, send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. I can never 2 days. I can't tell what the number is there. I need not remind you to speak this to no one. And this is page 2. I want to draw your attention to one phrase in particular. Send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. Okay, it's 3. The enclosed stamp, Your Honor.
Oh,
In other words, if I have this straight, the stamp, poison, on the lamp, on the stamp, lick, gasp, end quote. Now, what if he had done...
Every single word,
Yeah.
but the one that you need.
Yeah. Now, oh shoot. Now, what if he had done exactly as the letter asked? He would sign the document, put it in the envelope, and put the stamp on it, right? Then he would put it in his letterbox. 15 minutes wouldn't have elapsed between affixing the stamp and mailing the letter, but the clock started ticking, and when the time came, he drew his last breath, and the murder weapon would be taken away from the scene.
quite conveniently. Thanks to the postal system.
Thank you, UPS.
Thank you.
Thank you, government.
It's a splendid imagination you have here, forehead.
Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to do that.
Let me confirm one thing with you, if I might. So this poison stamp was in that envelope from 7 years ago, yeah? Is that what you'd have us believe? Really?
Well, it is a little bit of a stretch, but there's a possibility.
A very small possibility. How small, I wonder? 2 by 2 inches?
Well, but Brushel did say that he saw the letter, and that letter is not there anymore. I would say, even though the time thing is weird, I feel like that's enough to bring at least doubt. But that's just my opinion.
It was a stamp in this envelope. A stamp that then became the murder weapon. How do you intend to prove this seeming coincidence?
What? Well, it was 7 years ago, and we don't even know who sent that letter.
And your answer is sanity. Very well, and
I think this is Phoenix. Probably. It's not nice to pick on the Fraulein Clavier. Oh no, it was Chris! Oh, Emma? Wait. I was very confused for a second. What? What? What just happened? What just happened?
We're in the alternate dimension now.
Oh, shoot. Emma! Oh, okay.
Well, like my Christoph Gavin impression, did I sound like him?
You sounded a bit more like Phoenix Wright, but sure. Don't quit your day job.
don't you have a plan seem to be looking after Fraulein Detective?
Someone had to come dig you all of the mess you're making of this case.
Mess?
You know, none of this would have happened if you just trusted in science a little more. You can find out if that stamp was in that envelope easy.
To explain yourself, Fräulein Detective. Oh my god, it's so easy.
Glare at me all you want, but science is on my side. And anime.
I knew it.
It's all in the residues, right?
That's right! The poison detection spray.
Produce the red envelope at once. You can open up on the authority of the court.
Okie dokie. There it is!
Well, would you look at that? No mistaking it. That's actual queen residue. I don't believe it. A murder weapon from the past. Is this judge on the boat? Now, 7 years later, it bears its fangs at last.
Julia Doodles. Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. Why didn't this murder take place 7 years ago?
Well,
Good question.
There's one possibility. Maybe Mr. Misham figured it out. Figured what out? My phone number? He realized that the person who sent that letter wanted him dead. D-E-D, dead.
D-E-E,
So he sent his
That's my present.
Incredible.
Next line. Put his decisive evidence in a frame.
The deed called for his death. What's the problem? What's the problem?
Yeah. Problem.
Ah, you're still here.
Can I make a statement here on the record? I, Spark Razortooth Brushel, claim this scoop is mine. Drew Mission killed in cold blood by sender of 7-year-old letter, end quote. No, maybe something more succinct. Star falls after 7-year delay, end quote.
Right. This guy's an idiot. Order. I see no room for further argument here. Though I admit this is all coming up as quite a shock. To think that the murder weapon reached his mouth after 7 years. Stamp his stick.
Stop his stick.
Stamp his ticket straight to afterlife. End quote.
See, even the judge is a better writer than Spark Brushel is. Uh-oh. I think the witness is a bad influence on our judge.
Off of his head. I see no need for further debate on this matter. The sender of that letter 7 years ago could hardly have been our defendant.
Apollo! I think we just won.
Very well, this court finds the defendants guilty. Oh,
This is the bright future of our legal system.
Prosecutor Galvin?
Calvin.
It's Gavin, Judge, a ticket to the atelier from 7 years ago. Tickets for Governor's show are valid after 2. Okay, I don't know what's gonna do.
But it doesn't make sense any other way.
Oh, I think he's like trying to say like 7 years ago, like the stamp that's like way too long. Like why 7 years?
It boggles my mind that so many people haven't noticed this.
It does say. I bet he's gonna bring up the 3 days thing.
Everyone that played the game. There's a fatal contradiction in here for its claim.
A contradiction? The 3 days, Apollo. The 3 days.
3 days. A poison stamp was placed in this envelope 7 years ago. Well upon it was framed until now. If that's the case, then why would the bishop have done what he did?
Emma explained that. He must have realized it was poisoned.
Therein lies the rub. 7 years ago, the fortune room mission sensed the trap and put the stamp in a frame. I do not debate this, but this begs the question. Why 7 years later did he use the stamp on the night of the murder? Surely you don't mean to suggest that Mr. Mission simply forgot, quotation marks. He puts the murder weapon in a frame on his desk for 7 years and forgot?
It was a cool stamp.
You expect us to believe that he sprang the trap on himself.
Oh man, that Apollo kid sure is dumb. Well, I admit this is all quite shocking myself. It does seem highly unlikely that he would fall foul of a trap that had been sitting in his desk for 7 years. And 7 nights.
Apollo! I don't think we're winning anymore.
I'm glad to see we're all back in the real world now. Welcome back to reality. You physical gravity. Oops. And we've been waiting for you with
Dang.
Mom Spaghetti.
I've
To
been
become the heavy.
I've been in the Matrix for so long. Okay, then how do you explain the poison stamp that was in this envelope?
The poison stamp. What exactly is this poison stamp again? Have you both seen the call for us? You have not. you little bitch. I see no proof that such a thing ever existed.
What about the atroquinine residue, huh?
I agree. That does seem to be canine residue. Whatever head. It's certainly no stamp.
Yeah, but...
Even if your blessed poison stamp did exist, the mission never would have used it.
The thing that gets me about... Because this type of logic is used in a lot of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, or whatever Ace Attorney cases. And the thing to me is, like, technically you can reverse, I feel like, the logic. Be like, well, yeah, but also the poison was not all around the mug. Why is it only in one spot? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can easily throw the logic the other way. It's not that hard to do.
Why can we only find the poison in a few spots? If it was something else, then we'd find it somewhere else, but we've only found it here and here.
Yeah. So it's like, it's pretty obvious. Like, you don't need the stamp to be able to accurately say, like, that's probably what happened. Like, there's no other explanation. It's kind of stupid that this works.
It's just extending the trial. That's all it does.
Yeah.
That is all.
Apollo. Maybe I should be up there.
But it also makes sense that a defense attorney or a prosecutor want to extend the trial as much as they can.
Yeah.
I believe we've come to a conclusion again.
Apollo, were we wrong the whole time? I can't believe it. The poison traces match up. It can't be coincidence. Coinkydinks.
I'd like to bring some closure to this issue sometime this year. Mr. Justice.
Yes, Your Honor?
Let's review the facts and see where we stand. 7 years ago, Drew Misham received a red envelope. There were traces of the poison atroquinine delta rune on the document inside that envelope. A similar trace was also found at the crime scene. On this tiny picture frame, the defense has indicated the possibility of a yellow envelope.
And the witness.
An envelope that left the scene of the crime with the poison stamp on it.
Even if this envelope contained the poison stamp, oh my gosh, God, you won this. Andromission, knowing this, put it in a frame. He never would have used that stamp. Yes, we get it. Jesus.
I'm afraid you're wrong. You're right. Which means there's a fatal flaw in the defense's case.
I haven't been on the wrong track this whole time, I'm sure of it. The traces of atroquinine, the envelope, the frame, and Drew Misham's mysterious death, they're all connected somehow.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have a conclusion for us?
The defense stands by its case, Your Honor. We've seen that the logical outcome of the evidence makes no sense. Which means that one of our clues must be a fake.
No, fascinating. And if we find this fake, your what fantasies will prove quite reasonable, yeah?
The fake clue that's thrown us off the poison's trail is none other than...
The red envelope.
Really?
I don't know, I was just guessing. That's what's making the most sense to me at the moment.
I'm
Because
trying
it
to.
definitely isn't Drew. Damn. Or is it?
Well, Anya, what do you think?
I'm trying to remember.
Because there's no way in hell he would keep a letter for that long.
Yeah, it has to be the letter itself, I'm guessing. Well, we can try it. I already save stated.
The red envelope is a fake.
Without a doubt, Your Honor.
Isn't it you who presented this evidence to the court?
Oh. Hold on a second, Apollo! The poison on that envelope, the frame, and the coffee mug. They're all connected somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh, right.
I can hear it already. It looks like the fake was you, Hair Forehead. Now's no time for wallowing in self-pity. Let's get thinking, Apollo. Yeah, it's not this one.
Oh.
It has to be Drew Misham himself then. Because we have the red envelope, the frame, Drew Misham.
Yeah.
The... Oh.
Oh, victim. Oh.
No, that's you.
Stealing everybody's lines.
The victim was a fake clue? I'm afraid I don't understand.
I'll explain. We have an envelope, a frame, and a mug linked by poison. That all makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the victim himself.
Congratulations. You've completely lost. So the fake evidence is none other than the master thief himself? The forager?
Yeah.
I mean, forger? It makes a good story, I'll give you that.
The fake clue. Fakes. Forgeries. Ah! I know that face. That's the I just had an idea face. Did you guys like my scream there?
I did.
Uh-huh.
Solid scream.
I don't know if I'm right, but I'm going with it anyway. What if our forger is the fake? It was great, Anya. Thank you, Sushi.
Come again.
7 years ago, our forger sniffed a trap and stepped aside. 7 years passed. Now the forager stumbles into the very same trap and dies. Why? Oh, I just remembered now. Okay, I'm an idiot. I completely forgot about this aspect of the case.
It's okay.
Yeah, I now finally remember what it is.
Yeah.
Can you guess it, Azure?
Absolutely not.
What if the forger is not the forger, but somebody else is the forger?
Yeah.
Who else is a good artist?
He's been painting smiley faces at us this entire time. And it's related to the victim.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, Vera. Yeah, Vera
And
Misham.
on
Vera Misham is the real forger. And that explains why a person could fall into that same trap years later. Because the person who saw the letter first is not the same person who saw the letter second.
not the same person.
That's what I want to know.
Because the forger who was killed was a fake.
Killed out again. The victim was a fake, quotation marks.
One forger smelled the trap, one forger fell into the trap. That's two forgers, and one of them was a fake. Hey, it's the music. Da 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 da.
You're telling us the information. The victim was a fake? What if he was the fake? Who was the real forger? You better not be claiming there was some kind of switch or rule. You little scamp, you.
I'm afraid you're gonna have to back up your story. Mr. Just Ice, show us just who the real Drew Miss Ham was.
Drew Misham wasn't the real forger. There's only one other person it could have been. Understood.
The judge is slowly dying.
Yeah. Understood, Your Honor. Forger Drew Misham was himself a forgery. The real forger was...
The judge.
There can only be one explanation, really. The real identity of the forger, known as Drew Misham, is none other than his only daughter, Vera Misham.
Oh my god, his forehead directed the beams of light into my eyes.
Apply forehead directly to your face.
Mr. Just Ice, this is going out on a limb, even for you.
I kind of agree. I mean, Vera, a forger? Let's consider it before you write it off entirely. If you look at the paintings in the studio, one fact becomes quite clear. Forgery had been taking place in that studio for quite some time. The forger wasn't caught in that trap 7 years ago. This can only mean that the one who was caught in the trap wasn't the forger.
Well, actually, that does make a certain kind of sense. I believe you again, Mr. Just Ice.
Hell yeah. One more thing. Only 2 sets of fingerprints were found in the forger's studio. Drew Misham's and Vera Misham's. If we know that Drew Misham wasn't the forger, that leaves only one possibility by process of elimination. The forger was Vera Misham. Well...
Fascinating.
Should we stop here?
How much more of this is left?
I don't remember. I don't remember when they stop.
Yeah, we should stop here.
Yeah.
For 3 hours.
Yeah, we are already over the time limit. Oh boy. Oh boy. Stretching.
Oh boy.
They never end. Oh my gosh. What if it turns out like 2 seconds after this it ends? Like we start the next stream next week and it just ends shortly after this. It's like, well, there you go.
2-minute stream, let's go.
Yeah, 2-minute stream. There you go. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna leave it here for now because, you know, it's been a time. I wanna... Yeah. So I wanna thank Anna for all the biddies And thank also Azure for the resub. And thank everybody else who's joined for the stream today. And thank you, Lulu and Azure, for helping me out with the voice acting as always. Thank you, thank you.
Of course. Not soon, baby.
But yeah, I'll see you guys on Thursday for some more Devil Survivor 2 Record Breaker. And then, of course, Saturday we'll be back with more of this as we get closer and closer to the end. Big boof. Yay!
Yours.
Anyways, let's see who we should raid. It seems Garb is live. So let's go raid Garb.
Read the garb.
Raid the
The garb,
Garb!
the garb, the garb, the garb, the garb, the garb, the garb.
Are you okay?
No.
Get well soon.
Anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching. I love each and every one of you, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Boy.
Oh,
Ho ho!
bless you.
Bless you.